How you doing today, guys? Here we are back on the 2006 F450 Cummins 12 valve swap. You can see cabs on it now. I've been really working hard on it, trying to get it done as quick as I can. I'm going to go over a few odds and ends that I've had to do to get it right and show you what I was talking about in my last video about the coolant jug. Alright, well, here we go. As you can see, I got the cab on it. Got the fan, radiator, all the intercooler piping in which it's a 3.5 inch Banks intercooler. It's called the Banks Technicooler. As you can see, it's a 3.5 inch pipe. This little section right here was actually the exhaust flange that would clamp to the back of the turbo on the 6.0 diesel, and I used it as a reducer to reduce it down to the 3 inch to fit the Banks twin ram intake. And I got the silicone hose from Vibrant, in which Banks comes with the two intercooler rubbers for the to attach to the 3.5 inch intercooler tubes. I said, you know, I don't have a whole lot of clearance between the fan and the radiator. I've had the fan clutch come apart and put the fan right in the radiator a couple of times already. Had to find the heavy duty fan clutch to go on them so they don't do that anymore. I got some of my electrical connections hooked up back to the cab. I still got a couple more to do. And here's my other intercooler pipe that I made. Got the pyrometer installed back there. As you can see, got my heater core lines hooked up. You know, I've got pretty far on it. Got my AC lines run. I just got to tighten them down. Still got to put the batteries back in it, but I got quite a bit of little electrical to do on it before I put the batteries back in. I'm gonna go over here and show you the coolant jug that you've got to use when you use the Banks twin ram. Alright, here it is. It's a coolant jug off of a 2002 Ford Taurus with the dual overhead cam V6, and it's got to be a factory style, so it has these two holes here so you can make a bracket to mount it up. I took these tabs off of the factory coolant jug and ground them down to where they would fit in these slots, so I can use the factory hardware to bolt the new bracket in place. And you can see it's got the two smaller lines and the one large fill hose. Let me take this over here and show and compare it with the factory jug that come off of the 6.0. As you can see, the factory one is much larger, in which you don't really have to worry too much about the amount of antifreeze that the jug holds. I've already done one truck like this and it does just fine. You can see it has the same size hoses. It has the two smaller hoses here and here and everything, which I'm using this hole here as for a bracket, and then these two to hold it in place, which just painted the brackets for it. Just waiting for them to dry so I can install this. And here is where I'm putting it, just like this. Just enough room to get it in there, but you know, as long as it's there, it's there. Got my transmission cooler lines installed, my lower radiator hose, upper radiator hose. Still got to bleed the brakes and do all the wiring underneath the truck, because these trucks have got a lot of exterior lights on them. It's got the flashers on it and all the extra body lights. And dual pigtails that I gotta wire back into the cab. And you see it's got 2 big power outlets. That way we can feed power straight to our trailers that we use. One of these days I'll show you the trailers that we use behind these trucks. I recently did put a rear third member in this truck about 6 months ago. Here's the rear end out of it. And as you can see, the exciter ring had come loose from the ring gear. Let me look at the other side here and I'll show you that. You really can't see. But if you can see that 2 of the bolts have backed out of it and broken off, and it chews up the whole third member. So and that's usually due just to pulling way too much weight with them. I mean, like I said, the trucks are rated for 26,000 pounds, but we've got them tagged for 35,000, and we roughly pull about 28, 29 with them. So, you know, we're going to have some weak links. The 6.0 diesel was a big weak link. We kept blowing head gaskets and cracking heads and high AGTs. Just could not keep the 6.0s together, so that's why we went with 12 valve. With this motor we shouldn't have EGT issues, seeing that all the performance upgrade has been done to it. You know, luckily, you know, the kit I got from Diesel Conversion uses the factory starter from the Ford, the factory alternator from the Ford, comes with the brackets for it to bolt up. That way you don't have any extra wiring issues or anything to deal with. This makes it a whole lot simpler. I guess that's about it I got going on right now. I got my break-in oil in the motor now and everything ready for the first fire up. More than likely here in a day or so I'll be finished with all the wiring and have everything ready to fire, and I'll make another video when I go to fire it up. Let you hear how it sounds with this straight pipe MagnaFlow exhaust. Sounds pretty good with a factory 12 valve, so I can't wait to hear this, the big cam that's in this one. So I guess that's going to be it for now. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.